Hello and welcome back to the KCC channel. I'm Rob and I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Today I have an epic single story with update from r/OffMyChest. This first story comes to us from Passenger Training 913 and includes an update as well, so make sure you stick around to the end. My wife is not the woman I used to know. She let the fame get to her. Let's jump right in. I know I probably won't get anything meaningful from Reddit, but at this stage of life, I don't have a single soul to talk to. I met my wife when I was 15 in high school, she was 17. That latter part of my teenage years was probably the hardest of my life, since in half a year I lost my mother, never knew my dad, so she was the only thing I could consider family. At that time, me and my wife were only friends, but she was there for me and grieved with me. I think I started developing feelings for her during that time. We started dating when I was 17 and we got married 7 years later. For context, my wife was very frugal and unmaterialistic. She never cared about clothes, makeup, brands, cars, etc. Always spending money on thrift shops or during sales on whatever she liked. I remember trying to impress her with my 370Z, just for her to react with, "What car is this, a Corolla?" So yeah, I think you get the type. But that's what I liked about her the most. And also, she was the most caring person I ever knew. In our family, she's the successful one, always working in big corporations. Regarding myself, I always worked as a community first responder for my local hospital. The salary wasn't high, but I loved my job helping people as I could. Fast forward 2 years ago, she received an offer from an important company for an executive position, offering 4 times her salary. And let me tell you, her salary wasn't bad by any means. But we should have to move to a different city. At first, I was doubtful since that would mean losing my job and not be sure if I could have contributed financially to our family for an indefinite time period. But she said that she could have sustained the family effortlessly with this new job, and for that time I could have looked after the house and groceries till I could have found a new job. Since she was so enthusiastic, I accepted. I was happy to support my wife's career. Well, the best way I can put it is that my wife underwent a crazy transformation. Some Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type thing, if you know what I mean. She started caring more and more about luxury brands, jewels, cars, etc. I don't think you can quite imagine my disbelief seeing her coming back home with a Versace bag after seeing her for years wearing $10 coats from our local thrift shop. She also started hanging out with her new female coworkers a lot. My wife isn't very extroverted or very social, so that was quite the shock. But I was very happy for her. I thought that she finally found her dimension after years of struggling. But that happiness started fading after she started coming home later every day, and later, until it was a miracle to be able to talk to her for 10 minutes a day. I thought it was very busy with work since, well, being an executive means lots of work. Till she started posting lots of photos of her with her coworkers drinking, going shopping and stuff. The fun part is, she never finds time to reply to my text, but she always has a minute to post photos. And when she replies, she says that she's working. She also literally stopped saying things to me altogether. Have you ever experienced your wife or husband going to work with an Audi A3 and then coming back home with a Porsche Macan GTS? Well, I did, and let me tell you, it's no fun. I confronted her on if it was a business-issued car, which it isn't. Then on why she spent so much money on a car when she didn't care not even a little about cars. Her passive-aggressive response was that it's her money and that she's entitled to do as she pleases. Or have you ever experienced not seeing your wife or husband coming back home for a night and not replying to text just to receive a call the following afternoon saying that she forgot telling me that she left for a business trip? Well, I hope you haven't. But the worst is when she invited me for lunch with her coworkers. I was very happy because that was the first time we were doing something together in months. And I thought that what I've experienced before was only a phase and that it was all ended. My wife left first because she had work to do, so I dressed up nicely and left 2 hours after to the scheduled restaurant. For context, I sold years before my 370Z because I didn't need a sports car anymore. So my daily driver is a very frugal Renault Clio. I like it, and since I don't need that much, I don't have reasons to upgrade to a pricier model or brand. Well, I get to the restaurant, park my car in front of it, get inside just to see my wife staring at me like horror-stricken. She gets up from the table and takes me outside of the restaurant, then proceeds to literally insult me for parking my Clio in front of the restaurant and in front of her table, saying that I embarrassed her and that I should have parked it somewhere hidden. I was completely at a loss for words. I asked her why, and she said that it was a cheap, non-luxury car, not representative of her lifestyle. She then gets back inside the restaurant, warning me not to embarrass her like this again. I attended the rest of the lunch in shock. That day, I realized that the girl I had at my side wasn't my wife. It wasn't the girl I married no more. My wife is now out of the house, celebrating a great year for the company, and I'm here at home writing this with the divorce papers in front of me. I don't think I can handle this situation anymore. I tried lots and lots of times to talk to her, to tell her how I feel, to tell her that she changed, that she's not the same woman I knew, but she just doesn't listen. She always says that she has no time and that she needs to work, or she tries to minimize the situation saying that it's not true and that she never changed. She wanted kids, now she doesn't want them no more, saying that they would rob her time from her career. She wanted to travel, now she doesn't want to do it for the same reason. Is she really the same woman I married? But still, I can't bring myself to talk about divorce with her, most likely because I hope that somewhere hidden inside of her, there's still the woman I loved and still love, even if this doesn't seem like the case. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, there's one from a user called Pickled Pineapple 2132. It says, "Just want to say, I'm sorry, man. I can only imagine how painful it is to watch someone you love slowly change into someone completely different. She's made it perfectly clear you aren't a priority. You aren't even someone she respects. Money blinds some folks. You're making the right choice. You deserve to be with someone who loves and cares for you, and who wants to build a life with you. This woman does none of those things anymore." OP responded to this comment very shortly and said, "Thanks for your concern, man. I really appreciate it." Another user in the comment section called Kathleen70 had some really good advice for OP. It says, "Go through with the divorce and return to your town that you felt the love from the townspeople and move on with your life. She clearly doesn't want you in her life. But before you hand her the papers, hire a private investigator to find out if she's cheating or not. If she is, well, you can change the divorce papers to include compensation from her and the man she's cheating with to whatever price you want to get out of it, and then live the life you are more relaxed in. I think those late nights and those sudden business trips are her cheating on you. You deserve a woman who loves you and won't tell you not to park your old beat-up car in front of the restaurant as you're embarrassing me. I would have stated my husband loves his old car, and I've tried to get him to sell it and get a new one, but he loves the old thing to my friends, and state I have to look classy. But at home, we're down to earth wearing jeans and t-shirts. She will end up the loser in this, as she will lose a good man who loves her, but she's chasing him away." OP responded to this one as well and said, "This is what I'm most afraid of. I really hope she isn't. I'm still trying to process everything, but if worst comes to worst, going back to my hometown is probably the plan. Thank you for your comment." Before we jump into the update on this one, I just want to say, wow, OP, this is a very crappy situation and I'm sorry you have to experience this. But it sounds like your wife really isn't your wife anymore. I think from the comments and your replies, you know what you need to do, but you really don't want to. That's going to be a hard hurdle to get over. Alright, let's jump into OP's update. It says, "Update, my wife is not the woman I used to know. She let the fame get to her." Let's jump right in. First of all, I would like to thank everyone who reached out to me in the comments or in DMs. I really appreciated it, and it helped me in retaining my composure and mental clarity. I'm sorry I couldn't reply to you all, but I tried to read everything and I really appreciate all of you. Well, after that business party, my wife didn't come back home. I tried contacting her since I was very worried, but she didn't pick up the phone, not even once. She came back home in the morning exactly when I was about to leave for her workplace to ask about her. I asked her what happened, and she said she stayed at this female coworker's house since she drank a lot and was in no condition to drive. Fair enough. I told her that she could have sent a text to warn me and that I would have gone to get her. Her response was, "With what, the Clio?" I stood there in silence, and she later said that she forgot about warning me. I asked how she was feeling, only to be answered in monosyllables. We minded our own business for a while, then she comes to me and she says she has something to discuss about. I tell her that I have something to discuss with her too. And well, would you look at that? She asked for divorce. I wasn't expecting that at all. I asked her why, and her reply was that after talking to her friends, she understood that I wasn't fit to be her husband, that we have different values and different lifestyles, and that she deserves a man of similar worth compared to her. She was just waiting for the right time to bring it up, and after the party, she made up her mind. I'm going to be completely honest, that was a low blow, but I just smiled at her. I tried talking to her, proposing to separate for a while to see how things go. I even proposed couple therapy like someone suggested, but she was dead set on it. So I calmly told her everything I needed to say. From the fact that I was thinking about divorce too, to the fact that I felt like she changed, concluding saying that I'm sure she will find an awesome man since I know her worth, having been her husband for more than 9 years, but that I know what I'm worth too. We decided to separate for the moment and we will arrange the divorce later on, since she has no time now. But we have a verbal agreement on some things. I decided to go back to my hometown to relax and decide what's next for me. I should be able to regain my previous position in the hospital, but it's all to see. Also, one of my friends there offered to host me until I found a housing. I'm really grateful to him. But well, I understood that my wife couldn't care less about me when the lengthiest discussion we had concerned who was taking the dog. For context, we got him a month after moving since she always wanted one and to keep me some company. But in 2 years, she probably spent the equivalent of 2 hours with him. I always took care of him, and well, he's been a more than loyal companion in those 2 years. So she literally made a fuss about the fact that I couldn't take the dog with me for maybe half an hour or so. I told her that I didn't care at all. I was taking him with me since she doesn't have time to care for him, and it was very strange for her to say those things when she didn't care, not even a bit, about him for 2 years. So I packed the necessary, and before leaving, I asked her if she was cheating on me, and she denied. And I will trust her on that. I read a lot of people in the previous post talking about hiring a private investigator, but I'm not going to do that. I trust what she said. And even if it wasn't the truth, I honestly don't want to hear nothing about it. It would only make me feel worse. I feel calm, but inside, I feel like I've lost an important piece of myself. The things she said didn't hurt me initially. However, the more I think about them, the more heartbroken I feel. But I'm trying to focus on nicer thoughts, like meeting one of my old friends, which I haven't seen in a long time. I'm still trying to process everything. It all happened so fast. Though I must say that seeing my dog so happy inside the Clio brightened up my mood a lot. He loves car rides. Even if things went down this road, I still wish her all the best. I could never forget what she did back then for me, and in general, in those 16 years spent together as a couple. I may do another update in the future about how things went, but for now, goodbye. I will take some time to focus on myself and on the upcoming divorce. Again, thanks to everyone. Take care. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, there's a few that I want to touch on. The first one comes to us from Traditional Ice 4035. It says, "I wish you the best, and please, whatever you do, do not go back. She is not worth it." The next one comes to us from a user called Anlios. It says, Dude seems like a really nice dude. Everyone deserves love and respect. I really hope he doesn't give her a second chance and find hopefully someone better. After talking with their friends? Get the F out of here. The next comment is from Zachary Allen. It says, "This separation is permanent. Don't believe her that she isn't cheating. With everything you've described, there's absolutely no way there's not another guy in the picture. Do you really think her being gone all that time and ignoring you that she was just with her friends? Absolutely no way. She found someone who matches her new life and couldn't give one squirt of piss about you. Talk to a lawyer, get what you're entitled to. Don't be a sucker for this monster your soon-to-be ex-wife has become. You seem like a kind and good guy, but don't let her walk all over you in the divorce. I'll call it right now that she'll hire an expensive lawyer and put you through the ringer. Stand your ground. Oh, and don't you dare give up that pup. With her lifestyle, how on earth would she care for it? She wants it because it would hurt you. This is the beginning of the game she's going to play. Good luck, OP. Good luck." Well, geez, OP, she doubled down on the Cleo thing, huh? I guess that tells you what kind of person she really is now. She's more concerned about vanity and not about the relationship with you. I agree with the commenters, there's probably somebody else in her life that she's not telling you about, and you really deserve to know. So hiring a private investigator probably is a very good idea because it'll only help you in the divorce proceedings. When all is said and done, OP, I think you're gonna be in a better place. You and the dog. Check out OP, linked in the description down below. I thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.